I am the Lord, and there is none else. I have not spoken in secret in a dark place of the earth. I said not unto the seed of Jacob, Seek ye me in vain. I, the Lord, speak righteousness. I declare things that are right.
Shalom. In this video I will give my perspective and understanding on some questions concerning Adam, Eve and Cain. I will do this using pieces of a debate which I uploaded from Seth's channel. I hope he and the debaters don't mind. No disrespect. I will comment on the captain, or should I say ISUPK's doctrine. If they don't agree, they can always correct me. I'm always open for correction. So, let's begin.
Okay, so mankind was created on the sixth day. That's literal. Like how you say, you got the firmament, you got the animals, you got the trees. Adam is not mentioned until the seventh day.
Yes, I also agree that Adam was not mentioned by name till the seventh day in Genesis 2. However, I do believe that he and Eve were created in Genesis 1 before the seventh day, because everything was created before the seventh day. Let me take you to Genesis 2 verse 2. On the seventh day God had finished his work of creation, so he rested from all his works. Verse 3. And God blessed the seventh day and declared it holy, because it was the day when he rested from all his work of creation. It says all his work of creation. That includes Adam and Eve, which means that they were also created before the seventh day.
Adam is not mentioned until the seventh day.
Again, everything was created in Genesis 1, including Adam and Eve. Genesis chapter 2 verse 1. Thus the heavens and the earth were finished, and all the host of them, and all the host of them, and all the host of them. In Genesis 2, the Most High is explaining how that came to pass. Genesis 2 verse 4. This is the account, which means explanation, of the creation of the heavens and the earth, when Yah made the earth and the heaven. So, Genesis 2 is just a summary explanation of the events that happened. 6 days of creation. After that, the Creator didn't create anything.
Genesis 1 and 26, when it talks about male and female created he them, that's mankind as a whole.
Mankind as a whole was Adam and Eve. They were the first ones. Genesis chapter 1 verse 27. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God created he him. Male and female created he them. Genesis chapter 5 verse 1. This is the book of the generations of Adam. Generations of who? Of Adam. In the day that God created man. So that's the same day. In the likeness of God made he him. Who is him? Adam. Male and female created he them, and blessed them, Adam and Eve, and called their name Adam, in the day when they were created. The word Adam there means mankind. So Adam and Eve were called mankind species. If you read the whole chapter 5, you will see that it is talking about the genealogy of the man Adam and his wife. And keep in mind that Eve is the mother of all living. Genesis chapter 3 verse 20. And Adam called his wife name Eve, because she was the mother of all living.
man shall leave his mother and father. Why? Because he had a mother and he had a father. So we have to understand that Adam and Eve was not the first two people on the planet.
Genesis chapter 2 verse 24. Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife, and they shall be one flesh. Now why did Adam say that? It is because woman was taken out of man, out of Adam. So since then man must cleave to a woman to become one flesh, to become complete. That makes sense. Genesis chapter 2 verse 23. And Adam said, This is now bone of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, because she was taken out of man.
There ain't no record of Adam having a daughter. If Adam and Eve are the only people on the planet, there's no record of Adam having sons, nor Eve having daughters.
Genesis chapter 5 verse 4. After the birth of Seth, Adam lived another 800 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Book of Enoch, page 52, verse 9. And Cain took Awan, his sister, to be his wife. Genesis chapter 3, verse 20. And Adam called his wife's name Eve, because she was the mother of all living.
So, and if they did, according to you, then that means two brother and sister are sleeping with each other, or Adam is sleeping with his daughter, or Eve is sleeping with her son in order to populate the earth. And the Lord is not the author of confusion, and incest is unlawful. So if you're saying Adam and Eve are the only people on the planet, then what you're saying is that sleeping with your daughter or sleeping with your brother or sister is okay to God.
Adam and Eve's children had to multiply. There was no other option. Adam was aware of laws, but not all of them, because the whole law, the covenant, was given later to Moses, to the children of Yasharal. Deuteronomy chapter 5 verse 1. And Moses called all Yasharal, and said unto them, Hear, O Yasharal, the statutes and the judgments which I speak in your ears this day, that you may learn them and keep and do them. Verse 2. Yah, our God, made a covenant with us in Horeb. Yah made not this covenant with our fathers, but with us, even us, who are all of us here alive this day. So as you can see, Adam didn't have all the laws.
When Cain got kicked out of that garden, he did go to the land of Nod, which lets you know there was another land with people. But how can Cain go to another land that's already named?
You have to understand that the book of Genesis was written afterwards. For example, it named also the land of Ethiopia, which did not exist at that time. And Genesis also named the land of the Amalekites, which also didn't exist at that time.
When Cain got kicked out of that garden, he did go to the land of Nod, which lets you know there was another land with people, and built a city.
How could Cain build a city on his own? In that time, they had a long lifespan. For example, the lifespan of his brother Seth was 912 years. So it's possible that Cain was around that age when he died. That's like living for 16 generations, which is long enough to build a city. Okay, that is enough for today. All the praises goes to the Almighty.